Hello, it's Nancy welcoming you to Garden Scroll. Today I want to introduce you to another one of my sisters. This is my sister Rose, and you know I call her Rosie. I do it all the time. I hardly know who Rosie is, but anyway, we got here today and she wasn't home from work yet, so I came roaming around her house because this lady can grow house plants. You know I can. I've showed you what mine look like. And we looked at this and I said, I bet every one of these she started from babies, little seeds. And you did, didn't you?
Started them from that leaf.
From that leaf. Can you believe that? I could never do that. I lost all of my begonias, every single one. And I had one of these little, I think this is called a waffle plant, is it?
I don't know what they're called, Nancy.
Well, it's beautiful, but mine's not. It's dead.
Oh, but they got new babies coming up. I'm so proud of
This is that little plant that I gave her a start for mine. Look, it's, what, 5 times bigger than mine? And I have to take you into this room. Look at these plants. Can I say I'm jealous? How beautiful.
Look at these over here, these aloe vera.
I started to say Kathy. Rosie did I give you this?
Yes, what is that?
Okay, oh, it's going to be gorgeous too. This is a variegated hibiscus and it has a big red bloom with a hang down pendulum.
Oh, it does? So it may have a flower on it?
It will have. I don't know if it will this year, but it definitely will flower.
What, is that a flower or is that just, no, that's another leaf, I think. She didn't have a place to put it, and so I repotted it, and I told her, I said, you want me to split this up so it's not in such a big pot, because the pot it's in, it's not going to live in no more. It needs to be in a new pot. And
now we're at my niece Lacey's home, and her mom Rosie says that we are cut from the same cloth. Look at her beautiful coleus. This is a candy lily. We are getting a little cooler weather, especially for July, and today is the 1st of August. And yesterday I came out and clipped off some of my little coleus, and I'm starting little rooting coleus, or giving that a try. It's very unusual for us to have this cool of a weather in July and August, and I'm sure that it has it's from some of the effects of the hurricanes. That one of them was the one that was in Corpus Christi, which I think was Hannah, and then right now today one is going on in Florida, and I think it is Isaias or something like that. And so right here's where I put one new little coleus. They're kind of wilty, and they may look a lot more wilted before it's all over. But I think if we still have this kind of weather, at least up until Tuesday, I think they will have enough of their little roots made that they will go ahead and live. And this is another little place where I added coleus. This is actually one of my favorite container gardens, or it can be. This year it so far has not done very much, and so I put some of this little dipped in wine coleus and the coleus redhead. I thought surely that'll make it brighter, so we'll see if they live and if they do well and brighten up this little pot for me. And this is another place where I put some little coleus clippings, simply because this little pot is kind of drab too. So, and it can be a beauty, and I would like to get it to where it will shine. These tiny little pots of coleus and impatiens have actually done very well. Look, the little white tufts are beginning to form on the chocolate plant. My castor bean did take a little bit of a leap. It's not terribly tall yet, but you can tell it's really getting bigger. It's still basically at the bottom rung of this, but we'll see how many rungs it'll go up. But there's 3 on there, and I'm going to assume that it's probably going to be taller than this third one before the season is over. I've got too much of this celosia, but it's so pretty. I have a hard time clipping it back, and then I have to fight it all the rest of the time because it's just going to put down so many seeds. Next year I'll have to be clipping it out deluxe. But isn't that beautiful? And while I'm looking at that, I'm also seeing that I have pretty purple clematis blooming there beside it. I was planning on doing some liquid edging today, but actually the clouds are kind of forming like we might still get some rain. I assumed that was probably all over with, but maybe it's not. Maybe we'll get one more wonderful rain. That would be great. And look at this. This is that little Major Wheeler honeysuckle coming on up this little clothesline trellis, or clothesline that I'm using for a trellis. Look at this. I told you this would be little but mighty, and just look at it. Oh my, I need to come out here and trim some of this off and get it going around the edges there, and trim some of the coleus off and put those in different places so you can still see the little girl and it'll still look full and beautiful. I can't believe my little calabachoa are still going, even though they haven't filled out and looked lush and beautiful like I'm hoping they will. They have kept going, and I think that is because of giving them food not only every other week, but instead this year I've been doing it every week, and it has made a difference. Pink mandevilla, double yellow calabachoa, and then this pretty little Proven Winners calabachoa over here that's doing probably the best of my calabachoas. One day, if I keep going, hopefully I'll be able to do this and have it lush and beautiful. These are the Henry Eiler's Rebecca. And I probably need to tie it up to this little stake. It usually looks a lot better once it's a little tamed. Oh no, it looks like I'm losing my little trailing vinca. It was so beautiful in this pot, and for some reason I think it's gone. I'll need to clip that back. These are some of my favorite zinnias, where they have this little two-tone look with a halo around the center of the top halo of the little tiny flowers that the bees and butterflies, excuse me, the bees and the butterflies and the hummingbirds love. Get this gorgeous little ball zinnia, and because it's kind of getting old, I'm going to clip that one off right now and save it for seed. Today is August the 3rd, and I'm already beginning to gather seed in. I wasn't sure I could take the heat any longer, but I didn't have to. I can't believe that God gave me this beautiful, beautiful weather. And this little pot is looking nice, but these are where I tried to start a few little coleus clippings, and they're gone. They're just not doing, they're not making it because I did it in that heat. But I'm going to probably try some more right in there. I don't know if now's a good time either because I don't know how much longer this beautiful weather is going to hold out. But if they would just make their little root, I think they would live. Here's another little culprit. Just hop at this grasshopper. They've been taking out so much. And again, I have to say, my little calabachoa, while maybe not looking lush and extremely beautiful, it is alive and beautiful. And I love these little short zinnias. I use them in containers a lot. This one is probably 6 inches there, whereas this one beside it's about 12 inches tall. But they don't get really tall, and they are just perfect for containers. Sorry, my voice is leaving me, but they're also, not only are they perfect for containers and short, but they also have a big full bloom, and I just love that. Here's these little coleus clippings that I put in here, and though they're small and not looking like much right now, they're alive, and they could very well pick up and really go and add to these little container gardens. And I noticed that I've got several little, I was actually hoping this one was a piece of my little peony that I lost. I was hoping it was coming back, but it's actually just one of these crepe myrtles. A little piece off of the crepe myrtle. But this is a gorgeous red, and I planted a couple in the front last year, and one of them is blooming. It's short, but it's blooming, and the other one actually died out. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 little clippings here that or little starts that I need to do something with. I'll probably put one of them in the front where the other one died out. I love this color on a crepe myrtle. But my little slow to grow peppermint lace crepe myrtle is still my favorite. I didn't know it would be when I got that red one, because I thought the red would be my favorite. But even though I do love it, this little crepe myrtle, this little peppermint lace is still the one I noticed the most. And I found a little volunteer dichandra that I planted in here with this, because I love a dichandra with a dusty miller. I'm sure that God meant for those two to be together, and I love it. But I do hope this one will have a chance to grow big and spill over the pot by the end of the season. These are the Profusion Zinnies, and though they are smaller than the Zahara, they are so beautiful because they just make a little full bouquet of flower. And my little Calabachoa in the front, these beautiful little double pink and double yellow are still looking good. And I still have Terenia and Terenia bloom. I even still have Nemesia blooms. I know that they're small and scraggly, but they're there. Usually mine are gone by the end of June or the first part of July, and today's the 3rd of August, and they're still here and still looking healthy. I was wishing some of my balloon flowers had come up. I sprinkled seed everywhere, but look, I'm pretty sure that's what this is and what this is. So if I can get those out of there and get them someplace where I do want them, that'll be great. Oh, but the heat is coming back. I was hoping it would cloud up and we could have one more rain, but it's not looking like it at the moment, so we'll see. There's so much I need to do anyway. I need to do some liquid edging. And I was noticing that some of these little pots here, like, well, right under this, there's a pot there that if it has anything left in it, it's a very scraggly little thing. I need to put something else in that pot. And then this one right beside it, this has a celosia in it that's very pretty but also very invasive, and I don't want this. I want to take it out, and I do need to put, there is a little bit of a begonia in here in this pot, but I need to put something else in there with it. My begonias just did not do well at all. I think all the rest of them, but that one actually died. Now this little purple waffle plant is looking great. So I'm glad it came back from the way it looked when I first brought it out. And I'm going to try begonias again. Hopefully I'll be able to try those again next year. And what I learned was that they like cactus soil mixed with perlite. So that's what I will try next time. I am just amazed at the difference the cactus soil made. I've always killed my aloe vera. This one was soggy looking, and I knew it was on its way out, and I put it in, I changed its soil to cactus soil, and look how wonderful it's done ever since. And let me walk over here. I wanted to tell Rosie that this is what her plant is going to look like when it fills out and gets bigger. And I wish I could show you the bloom, but right now it's not in bloom. If this should bloom before I get this post on, I will also come out here and get the bloom for you. But isn't this foliage itself just gorgeous? This little copper plant, I've told you, but last year it was mostly all green, and now it's just mostly all copper. So pretty. Love, love, love this well, I'm trying to say asparagus fern, but I mean foxtail fern. I love this little plant, and it looks so scraggly. When I take them in, that just happens, but it's beginning to fill back out and look pretty. This This is a heliotrope that looks wonderful too. And once I got this out of the sun and over here where it gets a little more shade, quite a bit more shade, it's beginning to fill out and look beautiful. But this is what I was coming over to show you, is this little pot right here that my sister gave me. Look, it's coming back to life, and that's because I put it in the cactus soil, and I think it'll go ahead and live now. My little shrimp plant still has a few blooms left on it. You can tell they're getting scraggly though. I saw a little pink moth there, but I guess he's flown away. I don't see him now. Also, I need to replace a bunch of things where the snails have still eaten it out, and I hate that. I'll go back over here because I was going to show you that my little white impatiens that were looking so beautiful right here are now looking like this. They're dead. The snails have gotten them. So I did put some diatomaceous earth there, but it's gotten wet, and I don't know if it really helped because they were probably already eaten so badly. But anyway, I'll try it again and I'll see what I can put there, because the impatiens are not around right now other than the few that I have. It didn't get this one, and that's because I did put the diatomaceous earth there soon enough to keep it from killing all of them. I think I had three or four in here, and it's the only one left. So I'll have to keep an eye on it and hopefully put something else there beside it. I have a few white impatiens in the back that I may try to transplant into this one, but I'm not sure yet. I've got to make sure those snails are not going to just eat it right back up again. This little Bells of Ireland just really grew tall and pretty. There's a few more there around it. It's a little cluster of them, but that one is the tallest and looks so good. My little silver sage is looking great too. I hope they'll get big enough to just really make a showing so you can see the beauty that they have. And you've probably noticed, but just look, this is that little setting that I did, and I didn't know if it would fill out or not before the season was over, and the season is not even anywhere near over, and it's already this big, full of little plants, and some of them are already blooming. I'm not sure if they are in this particular. Well, there's one that's fixing to right there, and some of them are blooming. Like this one is I think this is the red. It looks more orange right now, but I think this is the red double cosmos, because the orange and the yellow look a lot softer color than this, and they're all pretty, but the red is the most rare for me to get. These are little ones that I planted just I think I planted them at the same time that I planted these over here, And look, they're already blooming. These are the Magellan zinnias, and oh, I love it. This is probably my favorite of the Magellan, though I love them all, but I just love the salmon pink. It's so eye-catching to me. And these are the other little ones that I planted, but as you can tell, the grasshoppers have been over here taking stuff practically out. It looks so terrible once they just eat holes all in everything. I hate that. And I was noticing that my little idea to put ponytail grass right in the center of this container of succulents wasn't really that bad of an idea. It kind of looks neat there, just kind of swaying in the breeze with all those succulents around it. I love the strawberry fields. They're really looking good right now too. Pretty bright red. And I don't think I showed you this. You know, I told you I was trying to grow a hibiscus that had died on me. Maybe these aren't hibiscus seeds, but maybe they are. That's what I planted in there, so I'm hoping that's what they are. And I hope they sprouted. That's number one. And now if they will just grow and get big enough, and then of course if I can keep it through the winter, which is the hardest thing for me to do. But oh, it would be so wonderful to have these back in my garden again. I think this is called Chartreuse Rose, and it is truly a beautiful, beautiful hibiscus. Of course, I think they all are, but this one is one of my favorites, if not my favorite annual or non-hardy hibiscus. And I'm not sure what I want to do about my seed box petunias. They're just pretty just like that, and I may just leave them, but then again I may pull them all up or I may wait till most of them go to seed and save some seed. But last year I didn't even plant any, and all of these came up volunteer. So I'm not sure I want just petunias here. I would like to have some other things here, which I did plant a few other things. I think this is a foxglove. I think this is a foxglove. And then, of course, this pretty blue is a forget-me-not. And then I did have at least one pretty Zahara zinni. Oh, look. There's two. I hadn't seen this one before, but there's at least two pretty Zahara zinnis in here that came up from seed. And I need to clip some stuff back. I want these clipped back. For one thing, they're going to make so many seed heads that I'll never be able to get rid of it all. And for another, I kind of want them away from this little pot so you can continue to see it. But I still think these are beautiful. You know I do. They have beautiful either plumes, or I think all of these in the front are just the plumes, but sometimes they do also have the coxcomb type tops on them, and I love it all. It's just so pretty. And this, of course, is the butterfly weed that is the host plant for the monarch butterfly. This is what goes on inside almost anything you hang outside. But if you can see in there, which you may not be able to, but there's a wasp den in there. Yellow jacket, this one is. I can't believe how tall this little Abutilon has grown, so tall and so healthy. The grasshoppers were eating it, but I sprayed it, and they seem to have left it alone for a little while, but I know I better not speak too soon. As you can tell, they've chewed this little leaf right here up pretty good. Once they get started on something, they don't seem to let it go until it's totally gone. But I hope this little plant will not only flourish but bloom for you, so you can see those beautiful little yellow and red hang down parachutes that are partially opened. They're so pretty. Such a unique little bloom. Those old grasshoppers have even been destroying some of my really good pictures. I would definitely need to knock that one off before I took that picture. And I'm thinking that I might go ahead and clip the top off of this little variegated hibiscus and start some starts with those scraggly ones that are just kind of sticking out at the top, and let it be more of a little variegated mound. Of course, if I don't get busy, I'm not going to get a lot of any of this stuff done that I'm thinking about maybe doing. But I do think that would be a good idea. So I guess I need to start getting something done. There's certainly lots that needs to be done. But you know, what good is it to have a garden if you don't have at least some time where you can just walk around and look at it and enjoy it and share it with someone. So thank you for sharing with me, and please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel.